ABS, because it's coming. There was an article that came out in the Athletic. I know them. Talking about how the ABS has been voted on by the Joint Rules Committee. And Joint Rules Committee, we've been over this. I'm gonna say this every single time this comes up. The Joint Rules Committee is a farce and a joke, but they voted to implement the ABS system officially in 2026. So we are in the automatic balls and strike system era. It's official. We're doing it. But remember, there's only 4 players out of 11 people on that joint committee. So even if the players don't like it, it's going to go through anyways. So basically, the committee is just there for it's a complete facade. It doesn't matter at all. The league's going to do whatever they want. And by all accounts, the vote was not unanimous. At least one player appointed the committee opposed the rule change. Here's a quote from the PA. The vote for the Players Committee was not unanimous, which was reflective of broad player sentiment. The Players Association said in a statement Tuesday, though for some reason, the actual number has not been reported. It's been reported for every other vote. I don't know, guys. I don't know why they wouldn't put it out there. I feel like the thing's a joke anyway, so just put it out there. If it was 10-1, 9-2, 7-4, you win. You're always gonna win. So it's in. Now, I am actually surprised that everyone wasn't unanimous because I think this is good. I think this is a good thing. So let's talk a little bit about how the ABS is going to work moving forward, because this is important, and the rules now finally, we've been speculating for months, the rules have officially come out, okay? So in terms of how many challenges a team will receive, it's 2 a game, okay? So you get 2 total challenges for your team. If you're correct in challenging and it's overturned, you keep your challenge, so you keep 2. If you are wrong, you lose it. This isn't per player, this is per entire team. Do teams get an extra 1 in extra innings? They do, only if they have no challenges left. So basically, if you end the game, end 9 innings, and you have 2 challenges left, you go into the 10th inning with 2. You use 1, you have 1, you just have your 1. You use it again, you have 0. The next inning, you have 1 again. So if you start the inning with 0, you get 1 again, and both teams get them every inning. So you get 1 an inning for the rest of the game. That's what my understanding is. Now, I could have been wrong about the first part. I tried to find distinct information. Some people alluded to it. I believe that's how it works. So you have to go down to 0 before you get your extra inning 1, but you will have at least 1. You'll have maximum of 1. You will have 1 no matter what going every inning, even if you ended the game with none. Okay, so that's how extra innings will work. The challenge system will be in every ballpark from the get-go. So everyone's doing it. There's no more testing. It's everywhere, and it will be used in the playoffs. This system will be exactly the same in the playoffs moving forward. You will get 2 until you go into extra innings. You get a maximum of 1 per inning for the whole extra inning. So that's how it's going to work. This one's interesting. I did not think that this was going to be so strict, but I like it. I think this is great. As for who can do the challenge, it is denoted by the old tap on the hat. So the pitcher can do it, the catcher can do it, and the batter can do it. You know who can't do it? The manager. Do you know who can't tell the catcher or the pitcher to do it? The manager or anyone for the dugout. You can't look and get a signal. If you do that, if you look for a signal and they give you one, you don't get to do it. Like they're like, nope, you don't get to do it. And I think that is awesome because players now have to make these decisions in real time and they have to be confident in it. And you only have 2 as a team. So it's going to be fascinating, especially for hitters. It's gonna be so fascinating to see which hitters get the green light, how you give guys the green light, like how teams try to secretly tell guys to do it or not, because that's gonna happen, trust me. That they're gonna try to be like, do it, and try not to get caught. That's gonna happen. And then how does pitcher catcher, because if your pitcher does it twice in a game and is wrong both times, the batters don't have any. So our team's gonna say, okay, pitchers get 1, batters get 1 until this inning, and then if there's 2 left, then you can use them wherever or whatever. What's the strategy gonna be? How are teams gonna put that into effect? And then our catcher is going to call it more than pitchers. That's also valuable for me because I remember several times in 2022 and 21 and 22, I had Tomas Nido behind the plate. Tomas Nido was one of the best framers, best receivers in the league. I got Nido'd so many times. I was like, oh my God, it's right there. And I'm yelling at an umpire or whatever. And I go in and I look at it. And the next day I check and it's 4 inches outside. I'm like, well, if I would have done that, I would look like an idiot. But Nido knew that it was a ball. I think it's going to be 90-10. I think the catchers are going to call it right away, and they're going to be the ones that make the call, with the exception of the Justin Verlanders and Max Scherzers of the world calling under their own. It's fascinating to see who's going to be allowed to do it, who's not going to be allowed. I know Tito Francona was talking about it in spring this year. Hey, we're not doing this because we're not going to have it in the season. Now what are they going to do, right? Is Ellie going to get to do it? How much of a veteran do you have to be? I love it. So challenges have to be immediate, like I mentioned before. So you can't ask anybody, right? You have to be boom. You get a second probably. By the time the ball's back to you, you have to do it. But again, it's one of those things you're not gonna be well, what are you gonna do? Replay it in your mind? You can't see it again. So you're just gonna be Whatever your initial reaction is, you're gonna go for that. It's gonna be fascinating because then on top of all of that, we're gonna see who's good at it, who's not. And I can't wait. I can't wait to rank people based on how good they are at using the challenge system. It's gonna be the best. All right, so it's a tap. It's great. I love it. It'll be shown on TV and on the big board with animation within 10 seconds, right? So it's really quick. They're shooting for 10 seconds. It was on average 13.8 seconds. And in spring, it was 4.1 challenges, 13.8 seconds per, which adds about a minute to the game. But 52% of them were overturned. So whoever challenged it was right most of the time, which I also think is awesome. And it's a great example of like, guys know, man. Some guys know and some guys really don't know. But it'll show the graphic, it'll show in the box where it hit and whether it touched or not. And you'll know, preferably within the amount of time it takes to throw a pitch to nobody on base. Do people like it? And why do they decide to go through it? Well, yeah, they did like it. So people were asked. 72% said the challenge system had a positive impact on their watching experience. Moving forward, 69% of those surveyed said that it would like a sport to go ahead with the ABS versus 31% in favor of continuing with human umpires. So 69-31, that's a pretty strong polling. I think that I'm in that camp. I think this is a great way to go forward. Because, like I've said before, and like I'm about to say again, getting every call exactly perfectly right is a sanitation of the game. There needs to be a little bit of tension, a little like things could go wrong no matter what you do. Kind of like life. We need that. We need that parity, just a little bit. But what this does, it adds a strategic element to the game. So something you got to think about, something you got to get good at, something you got to be confident in as a player and as a team. And you have to have a cohesive plan, and it can be huge getting just a slight advantage one way or the other to win ball games. And I love that. I think that's great. It's the same thing with if you're good at instant replay, if your guy is right all the time, that is extremely valuable for your team. So I like that part. Also, there will still be missed calls, which that just needs to be around. But a lot more calls will be called correctly. Especially when the guys are right a lot and a lot of those calls are getting overturned and turned the other way. And then umpires are also incentivized to continue to improve, which they've been as good as they've ever been this year. They really have. So like, it's improving. The whole game is improving in terms of balls and strikes being called and getting them right. And that is all we're asking for here. So I think this is a generally good thing, and it's been tested for 6 years. So we're at the time where it's time to just go run for it. So the human element's still there. There's some mistakes, but we're getting more calls right, and players have to learn a new skill and then be confident in their ability to use it, and then teams have to develop how they're gonna deploy this thing. I think it's just really checking a lot of boxes for me, and I think it's going to make the game more fun to watch and a better product without adding any time or making it so pitchers can't pick off and stuff. So I wanna know what you guys think. Do you think it's like accurate enough? Do you think it's fast enough? Do you think there's something else that can be added? Do you think there's enough challenges? Maybe 3 is enough? How do we like the extra innings thing? Should it be in the playoffs? I wanna know what you guys think of all that stuff, obviously in the comments when this is a video and in the chat right now. Just let me know. But it's coming. Whether you like it or not, it is coming. And that's a little bit like life, right? We have no control.